everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So this video, I have a book haul for you, which is not going to include books that I bought for myself / got gifted for Christmas. These are just books that I got in general in the month of December. Went a little crazy, but I don't care. Alright, so I went to a local bookstore in November, technically, and they're in this video, because I had already filmed my November book haul. But it was Independent Bookstore Day. Well, not Independent Bookstore Day, I'm sorry. The, Black Friday, but for, small businesses. I think that's, what do they call that? Small Business Saturday. And the one that I usually go to in a different town, they opened a new branch. So, of course, I went to the new branch and had to check it out. So, I ended up grabbing Station Eternity by Murrah Lafferty. Now, this is one that I had looked at when I did my, book shopping for my birthday video, and then I, chickened out. So, this one is, a murder mystery series, but, in space. That's all I know about it, but I felt like it has to be something good and interesting, and that'd be fun. I'm not the biggest sci-fi reader, but hopefully this one's good. We'll see. Then I picked up Small Game by Blair Braverman. And this one, I believe, is when they are out camping. Though it's a survival, reality show that goes wrong, which I love because I watch Survivor, all the time. So I figured this was Survivor gone wrong. So, and I can't believe how short it is. I went to the bookstore and I said, I'm only allowed to buy, I wanted to buy 1 or 2 books max. And I wanted a book that was already on my wish list. So these two checked both of those boxes, and that was perfect. And this one, I almost went intentionally with this one in my brain. So I was happy that they had this one. And then there was a day. Oh, this was the day that we had parent-teacher conferences at night. So I had a half day during the day. And so then it was going to be it worked until 1. And then I didn't have to be back to my building. I think my first conference was at 5 or something like that. So I had a big chunk of time to do something. But I knew if I came home, nothing was going to happen. Or I was going to literally come home to go right back and whatever, because I was going to meet Patrick and the kids for dinner because they had full days of things. So I decided to take advantage, run some errands. And I went to the mall, and I went to the bookstore. And, of course, I went to the bookstore with certain books in my brain, and they didn't have the book I wanted. But you'll see it later in this haul. But I ended up getting 2 other books because I wasn't the bookstore, and I had time to kill. So I ended up grabbing The Wife Before by Shannara Williams. I read her previous novel, The Perfect Ruin, last year. I want to say I listened to it as an audiobook. And this one I think I got as an ebook, but then I didn't end up. I think my loan expired before I could pick it up. So it's always been on my brain. And I think it's about this woman who ends up meeting this really well-to-do man, and their relationship moves fast. But then I think she discovers information about his previous wife. That's always messed up. So I'm excited to see what this one ends up being when I finally can get my hands on it. And then I grabbed Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. This will be my 3rd book that I've read by her. This one just looked, again, like that. 3 couples are sent to a luxury cabin for a weekend away, and then what happens? I feel like that is my punchline. Not my punchline. That's not my buzzwords. Going away on a luxury trip and then something going wrong. 10 times out of 10, that is something that I will immediately pick up. I liked the first one I read by her, which was it was something about a train. What was it called? Confessions on the 745. And I liked that one. And then I read Last Girl Ghosted, and it was okay. So I'm hoping that this one re-picks it back up for her with me. I do currently have this borrowed as an ebook, but I have a feeling it's going to expire before I can pick it up. But we'll see. Looks perfect for the winter. Then I have my 4 books from Book of the Month because I'm a Book of the Month BFF. If you're not a Book of the Month member already, I always leave my link down below. You can get your first book for $5 with my link down below. But when you have shipped 12 boxes to you, you become a book BFF, so I've been a member since 2015, so it's safe to say I've been a book BFF for a while now. And some of the perks of being a book BFF is you get a free book on your birthday. Like, you could put a book in your cart as an add-on and it's free. And then at the end of the year, when they announce their like top 5 books of the year, you get to pick one to add to your cart. So that's why there's 4, because they have announced their top 5 books of the year, so I ended up adding one to my cart. So, random ones that I grabbed first. We have The Cloisters by Katie Hayes. I'm currently listening to this one through Libro FM, actually. We are following a girl who is about to start this like summer work at the Cloisters, and they're going to be looking at like tarot cards. So she, you could tell that she's like trying to escape a troubled past, but she also really wants to make kind of like a name for herself. She wants to be a scholar. And I think there is like a whole like dangerous game with like the circle of people that she's involved with. Her boss, there's some like, you could already tell like there's some weird vibes about him. And then there's this other woman that she's working with, and she's giving off weird vibes too. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not very far in. Like, she just recently started working there, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. We've got All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. You could not believe how fast I added this one to my cart. I've already read it. I will not tell you my thoughts on it just yet. You'll have to wait for my wrap up for that. But we are following this woman, and her son has been missing for a year. They put him to bed. The next morning, she goes to check on him. He's not there. It's a cold case at this point. It's been a year. They have no leads whatsoever on where he is. But we're also flashing back to a past perspective of her growing up as a child. And it's a mystery. I really, really loved Flicker in the Dark. So, like I said, I could not wait to get my hands on this one. And then I grabbed Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I really like her Hoops trilogy, so I've been wanting to try something else by her. I did try to start, was it Rebel? I don't remember what it's called. I could like picture what it looks like. It starts with an R. Oh, because those were self-published. It's not in here. Not in here. But I did try to read one of her other books. This one, though, sounds interesting because I think it's like these two people, they were in love, they were in a loving marriage, and then now it's not, and her life is starting to fall apart, and they seem to have found like a rhythm with co-parenting, but they're always like kind of like led back to each other. So it's like, do we give our marriage one more chance? Do we let go? Like, what does that look like? And this just sounded really interesting. I feel like it's going to be really heartbreaking. Her books tend to be very heartbreaking. So I'm interested to see what this one's like. And then, which one did I choose? I chose Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, which was the book of the year. I have already had my eyes on this. I almost bought this when it was first announced, and then it was so popular that I knew it would probably be one of the top 5. So I waited. I held off. I waited because I knew that was probably what's going to happen. I do have a audiobook copy from Libro FM of this book, and I've been waiting. I've been holding off because I feel like I wanted to own this. Like, I've almost bought this like 7 times. I saw it like signed autograph version of it when I was in the Cape. Like, you don't realize how many times I've almost picked this one up. I don't know anything about it, though, other than it's like BookTube, Book World, Bookstagram, darling. I think it's about like a guy who makes a video game for his love. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to read it. I read years ago, probably remember if you've been following me for a long time, I read Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac forever ago, and I really liked that one back then. It was a YA. So I feel like I like her writing, so hopefully this one will be good. Okay, then I bought 2 books from Pango Books, because why not? This is The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. This is the one that I was trying to get at Barnes & Noble, but it wasn't in stock, and I was really mad. And this one is about honeymooners. Do I need to say anything else? Honeymooners, things go wrong. I needed it. And then I finally grabbed a copy of What He Never Knew by Katie Steiner. This is the third book. It's kind of like a spin-off to the duology of What She Never Knew? What He Doesn't Know. And this is the third book. It's kind of the spin-off about the guy who she doesn't choose. I don't know why. I have been putting off reading this one forever. I read that duology forever ago. It broke my heart. I sobbed like a baby through most of that. And for some reason, I've been putting this one off. And finally, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. And then I got 2 books randomly from Book Outlet. I haven't bought from Book Outlet in probably about 3 years at this point. I think it's been almost 3 years. But I was buying books in bulk for my students, which I never ended up giving them. But we were going to potentially do it for a Christmas gift, but I think I'm going to save it for the end of the year. So I threw a couple books in for me, because why not? So I threw in a copy of The Weston Game by Ellen Raskin. I've been interested in this one for a while. I read this one, I think, in middle school or something like that. But I was also like that type of kid who just like didn't understand what she was reading. I think like I don't think I knew what a beauty and what this was when I was trying to read it. I think my parents might even have my old copy, but I was like, I just need a copy. So I grabbed this one. I don't really remember what it's about, but I know it's like a whodunit middle grade. And then I also grabbed Loveless and Fancy Ships by Sarah Grunda Ruiz. I had seen the sequel come out and the cover looks beautiful, so I really wanted to try this one. And so I saw the first book for sale, and I think it's about like a woman who is working on a fancy ship, and I'm assuming she falls in love with someone. We'll see. And then I got some books for review. So I'm just getting You Must Remember This by Kat Rosenfeld. This comes out by William Morrow. I'm so excited for this one. Thank you so much to Biblio Lifestyle for sending this one my way. And it says, an immersive gothic mystery with a long ago love affair, icy death, and a rich family gone bad. Again, look at this ice. I should read this on an icy, wintry day. I feel like I at this point have so many icy, wintry days that like I could totally have an entire TBR just of wintry days. And I think this one takes place around Christmas, so I probably should have picked this one up already. Hopefully I'll get to it soon, but there's this. And something I am the most excited about. I can't believe I left this for last, but I'm so excited. So there's another book company, and they are very similar to Book of the Month. And they do the same thing where they offer you 5 books and you get to pick one, and then you can put extras in your cart. And they reached out to me and they said, hey, we've been working really hard for the last 3 months. We've been a new company for the last 3 months. We're celebrating and we'd love to send you a box. And I was like, me? Send me a box? Yes, please. And that is the Aardvark Book Club. And look at this box. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's got the little aardvark. And they were so kind. They sent me 2 of their 5 book selections. Then these were the book choices for the month of December. They had Meredith Alone. None of this would have happened if Prince were alive. I could read. Aesthetica, Factory Girls, and Twice in a Lifetime. And I have to say there were 2 books on this that I was already aware of, and that was none of this would happen if Prince were alive, and Twice in a Lifetime. Those 2 books were already on my radar, so it goes to show that they definitely have books that are like up and coming. So the 2 books that they sent me Ithaca by Claire North, and as you can tell, they're very similar to Book of the Month in the sense that they've got the little aardvark sticker in the top corner, just like Book of the Month has their book branding there. And when you open it, these just like feel so nice. Like they're not cloth. I don't even know how to describe them, but they're beautiful. And then they've got the little aardvark up top. I didn't see if there's any on the back. No, there's nothing on the back. It's just, they're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. So Ithaca is one that I hadn't heard about prior to this, but I guess it's somebody who was married to King Odysseus. And when King Odysseus is gone, she is trying to figure out, like, how to make a choice of how to replace him on the throne, but also like possibility of war. I don't know anything about it besides that. That's what I kind of got just from skimming it, but it sounds still really good, so I'll probably still give this one a shot. And then they also sent me Factory Girls by Michelle Gallen. And this one, again, if you open it up, it's got the cute little aardvark, and it's got like that, like I said, very fun feeling cover. It's shiny, it's beautiful. Oh, this one doesn't have the aardvark on the front, but that's okay. This one is in 1994, and it's about a woman who's just she's working a summer job in a shirt factory in Northern Ireland when there's tension that's like looming everywhere. So this sounds really interesting. I've read a couple books that take place in Ireland, but like this one just sounds interesting. And I don't know if I would have heard of it. Oh, there's the little aardvark. I don't know if I would have heard of it if it wasn't for this book company. So very, very excited. Congratulations, Aardvark, on your first 3 months. I will leave a link down below if you are willing to check them out. I'm not really sure what how their pricing looks so far, but I will leave that link for you to check out down below. And if you're interested in that, I believe they are a company that is in Canada, but they ship to Canada and the US. So that's pretty cool. So it's like the opposite of Book of the Month. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you've read any of these, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody.